Good afternoon, and welcome to Facebook Live, sponsored by Danville Church-based tutorial program. I'm Mrs. Waller, and today we will be talking about synonyms. Synonyms, words with same meaning or almost same meaning. Synonyms, and my helper is going to help me today, Navi. We're going to say happy,
glad,
difficult,
hard,
quick,
fast,
loud.
noisy,
Good job. Pitch and throw, grass and know. What is a synonym? By Brian P. Clary, illustrated by Brian Gable. Synonym, a word that has the same or nearly the same meaning as another word. Do you feel tired or beat or exhausted from making the cake that you baked and you frosted? Because they're synonyms, you get to choose from a whole list of possible words you can use. There are words that are practically nearly the same, like gentle, subdued, or incredibly tame. Synonyms help us to be less repetitious by letting us choose between blue plates or dishes. Celestial bodies are often called stars. Streets can be avenues. Autos are cars. Synonyms help us to be more exact, as in our fridge was raided or stormed or attacked. They give us more options and make things precise, like nippy or freezing or chilly as ice. There are words like toss and pitch and throw, comprehend and grasp and know. Yell and holler, jump and leap, fly and soar, and doze and sleep. Richness and death are what synonyms raise when they're used in a paragraph, sentence, or phrase. A lovely and pretty and beautiful city, a cat or a feline could be called a kitty. They let us pick showering, raining, or pouring. Without them, our language would surely be boring. You can choose between grateful or thankful, beholden, for the sneaker or tennis shoes, yellow or golden. Don't you agree that it's pretty appealing? We have all these choices to say how we're feeling. So now you're a master, an expert, a whiz, because you know just what a synonym is.
Today we are going to learn about synonyms. We're going to learn what synonyms are and how you can spot them. So what are synonyms? Well, synonyms are words with the same meaning or almost the same meaning. Words that mean the same thing are synonyms, like the words angry and mad. Angry and mad have the same meaning. They are synonyms. Words that have the same meaning are synonyms, like the words seat and chair. They mean the same thing. A seat is a chair, and a chair is a seat. Those are synonyms. The words many and lots, they mean the same thing. Words that mean the same thing are synonyms, so many and lots are synonyms. They mean the same thing. Look at these two words, smile and grin. Those words are words that mean the same thing. They're synonyms. Hopefully with those examples, you're seeing that synonyms are words with the same meaning. But in our definition earlier, synonyms are also words that have almost the same meaning. The words aren't exactly the same in meaning, but they are very, very similar. So we're going to look at some of those synonyms. Sleep and nap are great examples of synonyms that have almost the same meaning. The meaning isn't exactly the same, but it's basically the same because napping is a type of sleeping, but not all sleep is a nap. But they're basically the same, so they're still synonyms. Look at these, warm and hot. These are synonyms. Now, hot is harder than warm, so they're not the exact same meaning, but they're very similar meanings, so they are still synonyms. Shop and store are also synonyms. Now, a store is usually bigger than a shop, but they mean basically the same thing. It's a place you buy things. So they are still synonyms because they have almost the same meaning. They are still synonyms. Well, there you have it. Synonyms are words that have the same meaning or almost the same.
Jump, hop, mad, angry, give, offer, tiny, small. What is a synonym? Words with the same meaning or almost the same meaning. Okay, everyone, that's all for today. See you next time.
Now, when you say these kids going back to school? Wow, what just happened to me? Whew. Okay, my name is Mr. Waller. Welcome to Facebook Live, sponsored by the Danville Church-Based Tutorial Program. I will be tutoring math once again today. Last week I covered polygons, identifying them and naming them. So we're going to do a quick review and do that. That's for third graders. Third graders learn this, identifying and naming polygons. Remember, polygons are closed figures and they have straight lines with at least three sides or more. So 3 sides was a triangle. And I'm going to go through this quickly. And 4 sides was a quadrilateral. 5 sides was a pentagon. 6 sides was a hexagon. 7 sides, and I'm not going to draw it, I'm going to just write 7, was a heptagon. 8 sides was an octagon. 9 sides was a nonagon. And 10 sides is a decagon. All right, so that's third grade. You will begin to learn identifying and naming polygons. And today we're going to go into more 4th grade level dealing with polygons, but we're going to specifically deal with quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals. This is the one we're going to deal with. We're going to talk about the 5 different types of quadrilaterals that you will deal with in the 4th grade. So let me erase this and we'll get started on this. Let me erase the triangle. And remember, we're going to deal with the types of quadrilaterals. Types of quadrilaterals. That's what we're going to deal with. So we're going to put an S on there because we're going to deal with 5. The 5 types of quadrilaterals. All right. The first quadrilateral we will talk about is a parallelogram. The second one we will talk about is the rectangle. And most students are familiar with the rectangle. And the third one will be the square. And most are familiar with the square. And the fourth one will be the rhombus. And the fifth one will be the trapezoid. All right. All these quadrilaterals have 4 sides. 4 sides. A parallelogram has 4 sides. A rectangle has 4 sides. A square has 4 sides. A rhombus has 4 sides. And a trapezoid has 4 sides. And we will discuss the characteristics of each one of these items. All 5 items by today and Thursday. We'll cover all 5 items.
Parallelograms have 2 sets of parallel lines. Trapezoids only have 1 set at a time. A rectangle has 4 right angles. A rhombus has 4 sides that are equal. Squares have 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. Quadrilaterals have 4 sides and 4 angles. Parallelograms, rhombuses, trapezoids, squares and rectangles. And if you add the angles inside each of these, there will be 360 degrees. Parallelograms have 2 sets of parallel lines. Trapezoids only have 1 set at a time. A rectangle has 4 right angles. A rhombus has 4 sides that are equal. Squares have 4 equal sides and 4 right angles. Quadrilaterals have 4 sides and 4 angles. Parallelograms, rhombuses, trapezoids, squares and rectangles. And if you add the angles inside each of these, there will be 360 degrees.
A quadrilateral is a polygon with 4 sides. Let's discuss the properties of a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel and congruent. As you can see, this line, P to O, M to N, are congruent. As you can see the marks here, showing that those 2 lines are congruent. Also, when you go from O to N, that line is congruent with P to M. And as you can see, we have 1 mark there, letting you know that those 2 lines are congruent. And they are parallel. Congruent means the same. All right? As you look at the parallelogram also, you can see opposite angles are congruent. So this angle right here is congruent with this angle over here. As you can see, it's a single mark, single mark. So if this angle would be 60 degrees, then this one would have to be 60 degrees because they're opposite of each other. All right? Now this angle here with the two lines here and the two lines here, those angles are congruent. Remember, students, congruent means the same. Students, remember, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel and congruent. Now, parallel means extending in the same direction. As you can see, these lines are extending in the same direction. And these two lines are extending in the same direction. Parallel. And then congruent is the same or equal value. These angles here are congruent. These two are congruent. And these two with the double lines, they are congruent. Let's refresh ourselves on a parallelogram. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel and congruent. Congruent figures have the same size and shape. Congruent sides are the same length. Our next quadrilateral is a rectangle. How many sides does a rectangle have? 4 sides. And we can see that with the rectangle, we have these 2 sides that are parallel, and then we have these 2 sides that are parallel. So, those legs are congruent. Congruent means the same or equal value. And the parallel lines, they cannot cross each other. They always run in the same direction, but never crossing one another. All right, with a rectangle, remember opposite sides are parallel, as we can see here. Opposite sides, opposite sides. All right, and they have 90-degree angles, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and 90 degrees. So all the angles are considered right angles. Right angles. A rectangle is a special type of parallelogram whose angles are right angles. Remember, on the parallelogram, their angles are not right angles. Right angles are 90 degrees exactly. A rectangle is a quadrilateral with 4 right angles and opposite sides that are parallel and congruent. Remember, students, congruent means the same or equal value. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed yourself today, and I hope you learned the different types of quadrilaterals we've dealt with. And you all enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll see you next time.